All right, guys, welcome to another week and another deck of Modern. Just finished up the Plano Regionals. Finished with a 6-3 record. Had a shot to make some waves, but lost it in the final round to a tough opponent on Gristle Shoal. But overall fun experience. So this deck we're doing today is based off of the idea of Chase Handshoe. It's a pretty sweet list he sent me, and he played at regionals and had some success with it as well. He called it CoCo Bears. But he sent me the list, and we made a few tweaks and meta calls and things like that, and altered the list a little bit. But it's pretty much the same core of what he ran. So let's look at it right now. We have 21 lands, 8 fetch lands, 1 Gavany Township, 3 Thicket, 1 Stirring Wildwoods, 4 Temple Gardens, and then a couple of basics each. Nothing special there. The 1 drops, we have Noble Hierarch as our mana dorks, and then we have 4 Path to Exiles. For the 2 drops, we have 3 Scavenging Ooze, 3 Kasali Pride Mage, 4 Voice of Resurgence, and then 3 drops. We got 2 Brimez, 3 Kitchen Finks, 3 Knight of the Reliquary, 4 Loxodon Smiter, and 2 Renegade Rallier. This guy is gas in the green white decks. Like, he just provides so much value and tempo that you're never upset when you have him in your hand. And then we have 3 Wilt Leashes. And so if you notice, a bunch of our creatures are green and white mixed. So when we play the Wilt Leash, everything gets a buffer of +2/+2 instead of +1/+1. So we can just slam this guy onto a full board and steal some games and break some hearts. But primarily, this deck is a collected company deck. Um, so you notice, like, a bunch of our creatures are 3 drops, but it's not really an issue. We don't really want to like speed through them out there. We're not really an aggro deck. We're more of a tempo deck. So, I mean, if we can go have a good curve on turns 1 through 3 and then collected company on turn 4 and get a couple of dudes in and then play Whitley Fleege, we'll usually win the game on the spot. Okay, so let's get into the sideboard. The sideboard choices, we have some utility creatures. We've got a copy of 1 Thalia Heretic Cathar, just for like the Tron matchups mainly, and against the super hyper aggro matchups like Zoo or things of that nature. We have Sigarda against control. So it's very kind of preferable, or it's according to preference on which one you like better, Sigarda or Thrun. And for the nature of the list that was sent to me, I'm gonna go ahead and keep Sigarda in his sideboard because that's what he elected to go over, and we didn't want to just completely reshape his list. So we're gonna try it out. I mean, once she's on the field, she's pretty hard to deal with, and the game usually ends pretty quick. We have Malira for the infect decks that are still out there. I mean, they've kind of gone down, but there are still some out there. Decks that are picking up steam are Burn and Bushwhacker Zoo. We've got 3 core Firewalkers in the sideboard for that. And also, this is pretty great against Scred Red. We have 2 Thalia in the sideboard for the control decks and the burn decks. 2 Stony Silences in the sideboard for things like Affinity. We might bring it in against Tron to shut off their artifact finders and things of that nature. We have a token Selfless Spirit against the control board sweep decks. We've got 2 Rest in Peace for things like Living In, Gristle Shoal, and Dredge. And then we got 2 Blessed Alliance for things, again, like Infect and Bogles and, things that just want to, like, Turbotron or Voltron up a single creature and just get there. This also works pretty well with Through the Breach decks, as we can just, like, Blessed Alliance there Through the Breach target. So deck looks pretty sweet. Played a few dozen matches with it. It's got a pretty good win record, and just tweaked it and tweaked it and tweaked it based on what we would see. And so far, I'm pretty happy with it. Let's get it into a league and see what happens. All right, I'll see you back for round 1.